Nothing funny this time. Let's get right on into it. Today I have a pretty unique fragrance for you all, and it is coming from the house of Xerjoff, and it is called 40 Knots. Couldn't figure out who perfumed this fragrance, but it is supposed to be a fragrance that is worn in the summer that will remind you of setting sea, setting sea,
The ball was put up.
setting sea,
What?
being out on a yacht, that sort of feel, out on the ocean side. The fragrance comes in 50 and 100 ml, and that price is $180 and $290 respectively. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into the fragrance itself. So, go ahead and show you guys the atomizer. Very good atomizer, to be expected from Xerjoff. And honestly, the reason why I'm not going to be posting the fragrance notes here on the screen is because they were different everywhere I looked. There weren't really any notes that I could find on the Xerjoff website as well, but I can tell you what I get from it. Honestly, the three notes I get from this fragrance are amber, like a sweet, almost honeyed amber, some sea salt, and fresh woods. As simplistic as that note breakdown sounds, it gets the job done. This is an excellent scent, but let's go more in depth on where it kind of takes me, what kind of scent profile this really is. As far as where this scent takes me, it's a little bit different than where the website says. According to Xerjoff themselves, they really spoke more about the yacht lifestyle, how you might be out on your boat, sun's glistening on you, you can still smell some of the ocean air. And while that is similar to what I get, it's my perception of it is a little bit different. Where it takes me is I go to maybe a Michelin restaurant, I'm on a date, the sun is still out, but it's nice and quiet. We can see the sea or the ocean off in the distance, and you get wafts of that sea saltiness as well. There's maybe some sweets around you, but again, that marine style fragrance, or I shouldn't say marine, just that salty ocean air is definitely playing with maybe the dessert that's coming out to you. When it comes to performance, this shouldn't give you any issues. You may actually have to dial your sprays down depending on what you're doing. In my wear test, I usually wear tested in 2 or 3 different scenarios, and it never gave me less than 7 hours, and that was me outside running. If I was just wearing it casually, it would get close to 10 hours, which is amazing for this style of scent, especially when you consider where it's propositioned as far as in warmer weather, spring and summer. So almost beast mode, I would say. Some people might consider it beast mode, and I'm not going to argue with them on that. As for the rating for Xerjoff's 40 Knots, I'm going to be a bit more specific this time around. Because of where I live, I'm going to give this a 7.9, which is easily get your nose on this. You probably need to get your nose on this in a hurry if you haven't already. Like, what have you been doing if you haven't smelled this fragrance before? The only reason that it's getting a 7.9 and not something higher when it comes to my personal rating is just because of where I live. I live in Arizona. Arizona is basically a desert, and for, I would say, a third of the year, it's just too hot. It's too hot to even wear something like this, which is more for warmer weather, just because of its richness. If you don't live in the desert or don't live in Arizona, then this realistically should be an 8.6. 8.6 is rotation worthy. This is an amazing scent. It could even be a 9 for some people, but I'm going with 8.6 as its average score. Get your nose on this if you haven't already. If you have gotten your nose on this, I'm sure it's probably already in your rotation, but that's what I have for this fragrance. We have more reviews coming up very soon. I'm going to try to pick up the pace on these. If you like content like this, you already know what to do. But if there's any other style of content that's fragrance related you'd like to see me do, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, follow for more.